Billy Mays was the guy. ShamWow.
ShamWow turned out to be a fraud.
Did he?
He had something going on in his life. He was arrested. That's all done.
I didn't know that.
Now it's the new guy. We're going to cut a hole in this boat and water go across the water.
I haven't heard that one.
Flex Seal.
Okay.
You've never heard of Flex Seal?
I don't know. Probably.
It's just the spray that like seals any leak.
The voice you do with.
That's his voice. Yeah. Do you want to retire early, Eric?
That's a good pitch. I like that. That's what we should do as our intro. Right there. Bam.
By the way,
Yeah.
like almost nobody is asking to retire early right now, so it's been a little bit quiet. But it'll come back. I think it'll come back. But if you're going to retire early, then we've got some must-haves here. Definitely something you've got to pay attention to. So
Let me ask you this real quick. So
ask me.
What you're seeing with your clients and our clients as general, what is retiring early for most people? What would you say that most people, the age is actually retiring early?
Well, I force them to define that. But I'm finding it around 55. That's probably the average.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
That's most people I'm seeing 55. 55 is basically retiring early. It's not the 40-year-old that you see on YouTube that's traveling the world with his family because he sold a company for millions early on.
No. And I would say most people are around 40 when they decide they want to do that retire. So this is going to be really important today because these are numbers you can't get wrong. Otherwise, time's ticking, right? You can't. Yeah. You can decide at 25, I'm going to go to 55, and you got plenty of time to figure it out. But we got to dive into this and get it going here. So there are 4 things. And I'm going to just start with the first. Come on, that's my thing. You need a thing. What's your thing?
I got my thing.
Oh, your thing is the coffee.
Drinking my coffee.
My thing is how God made me. So number 1, first of all, retiring early, have a purpose. I mean, it's just simple as that because everybody says they want to retire early and quit the 9 to 5, but what are you going to do? Like, I think of when we have long weekends and the market's closed Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. Well, that's all I can take. So I'm not retiring early, but if you are going to retire early, chances are you're going to have some kind of other income, right?
Yeah.
So first of all, know your purpose. Are you retiring to be charitable, or are you retiring to spend time with family or whatever? Because that's where we have to start. We're going to put numbers to that.
Yeah.
So that's the first one, real simple.
Yep. No, I'm with you. My dad actually retired at about 55. So he retired at 55.
So yeah.
And the biggest thing and the reason for retirement was actually my wife and I had our first child, and he was like, "Hey, I want to just stay home and help you guys and take care of her."
Yep.
And he did for the first couple years, and so I blame him for all of her antics.
But yeah, still big help though.
No, it was huge, and really appreciative. But it was awesome. It gave him something for a while now. Now since then, he's kind of went on and kind of found some hobbies. He's big into fishing right now, so that's his thing.
Did you pay him to babysit your kids?
So no, but. Yeah. I've always felt bad, and so a long time ago, this is kind of getting off topic for a minute, but a long time ago, I contacted them and I was like, hey, this was, I was in my mid-20s, and I'm like, hey, I said, Verizon pays, the bill is so much money. But then I started calculating, and I was like, if we have four.
There it is. Hit them with it.
four on the plan, it's actually going to be cheaper if we just split it down the middle. And so they had that whole structure for a long time. And so we built it out, and that's what we did. And at the point that it was eventually under my name, and then they were on the plan, and when he started babysitting our oldest, so I have just kind of paid the bill.
You sound like kind of like a politician dodging the question. So what you're saying
I've always paid that bill. So I've always
the bill.
That's not
you pay the $60 a month.
No, our bill's like it's like $269 a month.
For how many people?
But I think there's a couple of like phones on there that like, hey, you get it and you trade in your phone, but you have to do like whatever it is they've got all these things figured out now to keep you in their plan and stuff.
Oh, no. Got to get you switched over. We have 3 phones plus the office phone on ours, and it comes out to 90, sometimes 91 every month. I get a text. It tells me.
$91 a month.
Yep. That's
That's why your phone never works.
Hey,
There we go.
Hey,
Traveling, I've got hotspot on my phone. All right, so yeah, let us know in the comments what's your phone bill. I'm curious to hear this. Now I'm like, 91 a month. You must have like some junk service.
No, ran on the nation's largest cell towers or whatever the commercial says.
All right,
all right. Number 2, know your number. You got to know your number. I don't know how you get this figured out. But you absolutely have to know if you're 35, you want to retire at 55, you're going to have to save more. So what is that number with inflation and everything factored in? Of course, with your potential larger draws at 55 through 65 or so, you're going to cover health insurance and everything. Got to figure out that number. There's no two ways about it. You can't retire early and not have done even the most basic of calculations, right?
So the Wall Street Journal, I just did a video on this yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And so Wall Street Journal had this article, and it's the magic number that Americans say they need to save for retirement. Okay. And so it was 1.25 million was the number, but it also said that was at retirement at 64.
Yeah.
That was kind of there was a twofold equation to that of what surveyed 2,300 people or something, and that was the number. So, but yeah, know your number is a big thing, and really then calculating the expenses off of that. Figure out how much can I actually live on off of this to make it all the way through.
I think even more, know your number of what you need to save each year. So the goal can be 1.25 or whatever.
Yeah.
But if you need to save $13,000 a year, whatever the number is, well, where does it go? Where is it most efficiently used? Because that takes us to number 3, which is not every account can you just start drawing from when you retire at 50, 55, whatever it is you decide.
Yep.
The 401k, if you quit, retire, or get fired, that's the fancy IRS way to say it, at 55, you can start taking from your 401k. But you can't touch your IRA in the traditional sense, right? So we want to be strategic about the dollars that you need to save, and specifically what accounts do they go to. That's huge. That's a big one.
Yeah, so not long ago I was actually talking with this guy, and it was his friend. He was like, "Hey, can you help my friend?" And it was somebody I knew personally. I was just chatting with him on the phone, and I'm like, "Throw him on the phone." So throws him on the phone. He's like, "Yeah, I'm looking to retire," and he was telling me that he was 55 and he was going to roll over all of his 401k, and then his advisor was going to do the 72T rule.
Yeah.
And I said,
gotcha.
Why not leave it in the actual 401k? You could just do the rule of 55.
Yep.
Then you're not stuck on saying I have to take a certain amount out every year for the next 5 years. And he's like, And so I didn't say your advisor's this or that or whatever the case is, because I don't know. I don't know the situation.
Yeah.
I do know there is an incentive. I mean, it's fact. I mean, the more assets we manage, the more dollars we can make long term.
Yep.
And I always want to tell people that and be transparent on that. But there is that one side of it. It's like, is that guy, because it's tough.
That's what I love about being so young, I guess, is that, I always tell people I'm playing a long game. I mean, I'm going to be alive after you die, right? So I probably will still be working. So it doesn't matter to me if you roll things over now or you do it later. I'll take the long-term business. But if you're an older guy, an advisor, and you see that, then you're like, roll it over. I'll do the paperwork, and they make a little more money. But you got to know those little tricks, because you can't go back in time. There's certain things, like if you put too much in a Roth IRA, and now we get into next year and you're going to do your taxes and you find out, oh my God, I put too much in. Well, you're allowed to fix it. You're not in trouble. There's the ability for you to go back and fix it. You can't change the fact that you retired and did not know and rolled your money into an IRA, because you wouldn't have a 401k to go back to, right? So you wouldn't be allowed to like reverse rollover there. So definitely something to think about there. And also, one last thing for this number 3 topic is your individual account. Very likely you're going to have a brokerage account saving excess dollars there. You should.
If you're retiring early.
Oh, especially if you're retiring early.
Got to plan on that.
It will be a part of it, because you're going to find you can't save enough in all the other accounts. But that account needs to be wildly diverse, right? Just spread it out as much as possible. Think of if you were going to buy the NASDAQ index, right? Well, instead of buying the ETF, I'm sorry,
But your phone's working.
It does work.
I'm glad that it's working.
I get spam calls all day long, so it does work. But instead of investing in one mutual fund that tracks like the NASDAQ or something. You've got to build really simply, but build a portfolio that will track the NASDAQ, but have all those positions because tax loss harvesting and really how you handle those withdrawals in retirement. That's going to be a big deal. There's a lot of tax games there.
Yeah.
So make sure you do that.
Yeah, people don't realize that. That's the biggest thing. They look at a portfolio we build out, and I've even heard, it's a little bit overkill on an individual account. And it's like, but the tax loss side of that, like you go buy 5 ETFs and you let it ride, that's cool. Yeah. But
they get all the tax benefit.
Yeah, there's not much that can be done there.
So you got to be diverse on that respect there. Like we build our own essentially ETFs here. So you will have 100 positions in a fund, right, or something like that. So that way, if the market's going up in a given year, not all 100 of those are going up. You tell me you need a tax loss, I can go in there and pick it out. So you get win-win of having your portfolio go up, but you get to sell and make it look like you have losses. There's, it sounds tricky and it sounds shady, but it's totally legal, and that's what we do.
Yep.
Number 4, to get to the point here, you very likely are going to need some help. I'll tell you real quick that there are 2 types of avenues you can go down in getting help world. So there are people called financial planners. They can make a plan one time, lay it all out. It'll look great. They range anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000. Probably right.
Yeah, it all depends. And there's even the advisors who manage your money and then also do the planning on the side. So there's like the mix. But
there's a mix. Okay.
Yeah,
so
2 to
that's
5
a
is good
one-time kind of cost and probably worth it, right? Find the person that fits you best and understands what they do.
So they're generally actually a subscription. Like it's almost like a subscription. Like it's a recurring thing. So, because most people, you get the plan once, but it's like, hey, I need to review. I want to make sure things haven't changed and stuff.
Well, as you can tell, that's not us.
Right. But no, there's so much different stuff that's out there now.
Yeah.
And
I like it.
It's pretty wild.
Well, that's one avenue to go, is to have someone develop that plan for you, tell you what to do, and then you go take action. And number 2 would be someone like us, where we're going to help with the plan, do the plan and everything, but we're also going to then physically move everything as it should. The buzzword right now is asset location, where it's one thing to actually have dollars go in an account, but which position should be in each account. And, that's the other avenue. So you're likely going to need some help. It could be a spreadsheet for all I know. How some people are really geeky at these spreadsheets.
Yeah, the DIY spreadsheets. See a lot of that.
You can go nuts with that, but number 4, definitely get some help. Because like I say, if you get to age 50 and you find out you've been a little off track, you got 5 years to make it up. You may not have enough money to save to hit that retirement goal.
Yep.
So.
Yep, that's right. That's the deal.
You made it.
So
Did you just
that's
pour
the deal.
coffee on my IKEA
dripped.
table?
It was a drip. It was a drip. It was just a drip. Like there's always that. Even if I do this at the end and try to get the last little bit, it's just there's a drip. There's always is.
Okay. Well, there you go. Number 1, have a purpose for sure. Don't retire early for the sake of it. Come on. Like, what are we doing? You got to have something to do, or you're just going to die early. Number 2, know your number. Definitely want to know the number both at the end and the beginning. Number 3, know the rules of your accounts. It doesn't take much. Simple Google searches or watching our channel on YouTube. Of course, you can learn about that. And number 4, get some help. We're here. You can give us a call. We're welcome to just talk. We have nothing to sell but ourselves. And worst case, you'll learn that that's the case. Best case, maybe we work together and help you out there. So check us out there. And I hope this helps. And I hope all of you that want to retire early get to retire early. Besides me, I don't want to retire early.
And just keep on keeping on. That's what Joe Dirt said. That's what I'm going to do. Keep doing. Just
Every day is like retirement for me, man.